I think we are streaming. It looks like it didn't give me the message we were, but I think we are. Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to our monthly angelic activation and appreciation. Each month, we bring you a new angel, not a new angel, but a new one to discuss for each month. And then during that month, we can work with their energy. We can see what they're all about and share. So I'm glad you're here with us on Enlightened World Network. And I'm so appreciative of Dr. Ruth Anderson, who's also here with me tonight. And we will get right into the program. If you're coming onto the Zoom, jump in here. Ruth will be able to let you in so you can feel that energy more fully if you're right here with all of us. So I do have a presentation. Let me just see if I can get that to work. This has been an interesting journey working with Zoom again because I never know what it's going to do. And okay, so hopefully you'll be able to see. Um, okay, so we're working the month of August with connecting with Archangel Jophiel. And so very happy that we're doing so because, Jophiel is a very special angel and a special one in my life. So, what I would like to start with is just invoking the energy of our angels of the directions so they can make this a very special night for us and we can have this learning together in a way that the angels want us to have it. So connected with Archangel Jophiel, we're going to call in Archangel Raphael to bring us more healing, as Jophiel also helps with healing. So they work together. And then we go with Michael, the angel of protection. And Michael oversees all of this whole process, our journey, the angels that work with us. So thank you, Michael, for coming in and helping us. Archangel Gabriel. We so appreciate Gabriel giving us clarity and helping us understand more of what this life is all about. And then we call in Archangel Uriel, and Uriel helps us to stay grounded as we do our work. And sometimes when we're working with Jophiel, it's hard to stay grounded because it's such a high vibration and it lifts us up so much that we want to just go higher and higher. So our four angels are surrounding all of us, and we're getting ready to introduce this Archangel Jophiel. If you haven't worked with Jophiel's energy before, I think you're in for a real treat. So who is Archangel Jophiel? And I want to just pause for a moment and make sure that you all are hearing what I'm saying as well as seeing the presentation. So if you'll give me just a moment, I'm going to jump onto Facebook and just make sure it's streaming correctly and you're able to hear what I'm saying as well as see, yes, it is. It's telling me that it's working properly. So let's get into Jophiel. Jophiel is known as the beauty of God. Now, God is beautiful. We all know that. So that doesn't mean that it's always shining a light on God's beauty. It's bringing forth our own beauty as a divine being, as a spark of that God energy. I call Jophiel she. Angels are neither he nor she. They don't have a gender, but they appear in a certain form to us that we can understand more fully. So she helps us to see ourselves as beautiful inside and out, to see more of the beauty of the world. And when we look out at, let's say, a butterfly, a rose, an ocean, we can see it through the eyes of love instead of just maybe, oh, that's just a thing, right? So she helps us to understand the fullness of it and to go deeper when we're appreciating beauty. Some of her aspects. Jophiel is the divine messenger of illumination, pointing things out to us that we might miss, helping us to turn just at the right time to see that shooting star or to see a volcano erupt, to see anything that she wants to show us that might be something we would appreciate as we're going through life. She is the messenger of wisdom. Sometimes we just need that little bit of knowledge that she can bring in with our intuition. And of course, Jophiel is the divine messenger of joy and helping us to have more joy to go along with that beautiful energy. The number, I always love to give the angel numbers. So Jophiel, if you're seeing the number 444 a lot, if it keeps popping up for you, then just pause with that whenever you see it and ask, Jophiel, are you trying to show me something? Is there a message I need to hear? Now, we all know, I hope we all know, how to break down those numbers into a single digit. If you have more than two numbers, after you get past 9, then it goes into double digits and then into triple and quadruple. You can break those down into a single digit. So 3 fours is 12, and then 2 plus 1 is 3. So we can say that her number is 444. That's the one where she gives us the most of her signs that she's present. But also, she works with the energy of 3. 3 represents clarity, evolution, decisiveness, and stability. Um, Ruth and I did a meditation just recently, and we kept seeing threes. Everything was coming in threes. And so if that's happening to you, again, just stop and say, okay, what's going on here? Is there an angel that's influencing what I'm doing in this moment? Is there something I need to know about whatever situation I'm in, whatever experience I'm having? And especially if it's something that's bringing you joy, that's lifting you up and showing you something, just take a pause and reach out and say, Jophiel, are you working with me right now to help me understand something more clearly, to see it in all of its beauty? You can talk to these angels just like you're talking to another person, another human, another animal. That communication is always open when you put your mindset to knowing that you can do it. You can talk to the angels. You can hear back from them. So communicate when you're seeing those signs of the numbers 444 or the number 3 or things happening in sets of 3. Just look at that as well and see Jophiel's touch there. Sometimes if we hold a gemstone in our hand, we can connect even deeper with these angels. With Jophiel, there's quite a few of them. A golden quartz, which I love the energy of the golden quartz. Some people call it a healer's stone, but it has that golden energy right there in with the clear quartz. A yellow calcite, a coquina jasper, which is really beautiful. Maybe you'll want to look that one up and see if you want to get yourself one. And of course, the tiger's eye. The tiger's eye is a very powerful stone. You can connect to spirit very easily, holding that tiger's eye in your palm and focusing in and meditating. The color most associated with Jophiel is yellow. And she does work with the second ray, which is the yellow golden ray, and we'll talk about that. The symbol, a lot of times Jophiel is shown with a flaming sword. And I think the flames, if you look at the yellow part of a flame, it's softer than the rest of the flame. So when you're seeing a fire, maybe in a fireplace, a fire pit, a candle, focus in on the yellow part of that the flame that's burning, and just do a little meditation with it. It's a great way to connect with her. Her element is light, of course, as we can see this angel flitting around and illuminating those things for us that need to be shown. The direction is the north. Oh, excuse me. The north is the place of wisdom. So working with Archangel Uriel of the north, if you combine those two angels, you can invoke the energy of any angel at any time. And I like to invoke in pairs at times when I'm really wanting the full effect. So I call in Uriel and Jophiel together. If I need more wisdom, more clarity, more um, of the energy of the beauty of what it is that I'm experiencing or learning about. In the Kabbalah, Jophiel shows up at the Hakma, which is, again, all about wisdom. And we know that she's not the only angel there because we've discussed other of our angels who also represent that part of the tree of life. So that's a little bit about our Archangel Jophiel. And so, who is this angel? She helps us to clear. This is what I absolutely love about her. If I'm getting a little cluttered, let's say even physically, if I've got too much going on, and I'm a minimalist, so once I see that I'm starting to accumulate more things, then I always just pause and say, all right, Jophiel, I need to know how I can declutter this mess. I call it a mess, it's just things. She helps us to do that as well as declutter inside. So, whatever is there, whatever you are accumulating and holding on to, maybe worry, judgment, confusion, anger, anything that's not serving your best and highest good, call on Jophiel to help clear that and to release the clutter that's showing up inside of you that's keeping you heavy. And once she does the cleaning, it's just like doing a spring cleaning in your home. You're going to feel much lighter and you're not going to have so much running around in your head or outside of your body as you do the decluttering. She inspires creativity. She is the patron saint of artists, writers, and visionaries. So if this is something that you are interested in, maybe you've done a little bit of artwork or creation, any type of crafts or art, call on her as you're getting ready to sit down and create. And you're going to find a lot more inspiration when you do that. Jophiel helps us to shift our perspective. Sometimes we just need to step away and observe. And she teaches us how to do that. She teaches us how to see situations as maybe not as bad as we think they might be and look for the good in them, to really go into our energy of love and let that be what rises up instead of what might be so daunting for us. She fosters gratitude inside. Her energy reminds us that even the smallest thing, even a breath that we take when we wake up in the morning, letting that breath be something so miraculous that we can't help but give gratitude and put a smile on our face. But there could be things like the sun coming out. Maybe it's been a stormy day and there's clouds all around, and before you know it, there's this sunbeam and maybe even a rainbow. Somebody that smiles at you with a kind smile. Smelling a flower, catching that beautiful fragrance as you walk along, and then you see where that's coming from in the flower. These are all things that she can bring our attention to help us to bring more gratitude into our lives. So what might show up for you to say that Jophiel is there? Hummingbirds. I just saw a hummingbird today. I was looking out the kitchen window and there's lots of flowers out on the back porch. And I saw a hummingbird actually drinking from a flower. Normally when I see them, they're drinking from the nectar that someone has created for them to drink from in a feeder. But this one was finding nature's nectar, and it was so beautiful to see Jophiel's presence right there in front of me. Flowers. If someone gives you flowers as a present, then say thank you to Jophiel for inspiring that thought to bring that beauty to you. Hearts. Sometimes hearts just show up in the most unusual places. And so just look and see if that's something that Jophiel is bringing your attention to. What you might feel physically when Jophiel comes in is a calmness. She really is a calm energy. Some of the angels come in and it's such a big, overwhelming, and overpowering energy that we're caught with our mouths open, like a sense of wow. But she comes in and like a sisterly feeling of putting her arm around us and giving us a warm hug. You might feel more clarity in a situation. Maybe you've been fretting over something and worried about a person or what's going on. And all of a sudden, there's that thought that comes through that makes sense. And she gives that inspiration every day, every moment. We can get tuned into that. You might see a golden light or a yellow light. Maybe you catch a flash of it. You know, these angels, they're very high vibrating, and we can catch a glimpse if we are very still and we look with our peripheral vision. A lot of times we see them right there with us in our presence. Some of the synchronicities that might show up for you, the golden lights. All of a sudden, there's like a sparkle of yellow and maybe a beam coming through. Look at that. Sunflowers, another representation. And those have been showing up for me a lot lately since I've been focusing in on Jophiel's energy. You might get the intuitive insights to declutter. Maybe there's a nudge that says, hey, it's time to organize here, time to release some of the things that need to be released. It's not just for spring cleaning. You can declutter at any time in your present situation. Connecting with nature. Sometimes we don't appreciate the beauty of rain. There's many times when we pray for it to rain. If we've been in a drought, there's many times we pray for the rain to stop. But how many times do we just stand and watch the beauty of the rain coming from the clouds and appreciate that and give gratitude for it? And even the sunshine. So many times we take it for granted. And right now it's a very hot time, pretty much all over our United States. And so we're praying for some shade or for the cloud to come in to cool it down a bit. But give appreciation for that sun being there, for the consistency of it showing up every day. Even when we can't see it, when it's a little hidden, it's still there. So how can you connect with Jophiel in your daily practice? Well, when you're praying, we don't pray to the angels, but you can pray and ask for the Creator to bring in a closer walk with Jophiel, to ask to be connected with this angel in a way that you know and you feel and you see that Jophiel is influencing your life. You can meditate with Jophiel, which we're going to do a meditation with her. You can use the crystals that we talked about, any of those yellow crystals, even yellow, orange, anything in that spectrum. It's going to help to bring her energy clearer. Visualize the yellow light, maybe a flame, like I mentioned earlier, or just a yellow light that is either artificial or a yellow light coming in from the yellow ray. So those are some of the things you can do in your daily practice to see her more fully. So we're going to do now an activation meditation to Jophiel's energy. I'm going to stop the share, and it's time to do our meditation, but I want to see if there's any questions. I did put the chat up so I can see if there's anyone that's talking online. about what we're discussing. And yes, I get to see your comments. I'm so glad I set that up beforehand. And I see some saying Jophiel comes up for you often. Good. It's a great connection. And thank you to Sue Seekoff, who is helping out with the comments. I appreciate you, Sue. So, anything from you, Ruth, before we go into our meditation time?
Sure. I didn't know that we were going to be working with Jophiel tonight. Um, but the last couple days, I have been, that's Maddie, who has a lot to say right now. I have been getting the nudge to declutter. So I've made a couple of Goodwill runs. And then this morning, when we were getting ready to do our meditation, I chose a background that had hummingbirds in it. So apparently I was getting the message without knowing I was getting the message.
Yeah. Isn't it beautiful how the angels do that? They help us prepare for their presence, whether it's a healing that's needed and we all of a sudden go into a relaxation with our energy and Raphael is able to help us more fully, or we just need that moment of seeing what needs to go and what we need to declutter. And we just had the beautiful full moon in August, and that's a great time to declutter, a great time to release whatever you're holding inside that's no longer serving you. So thank you, Ruth, for those validations that Jophiel has already made her presence known and is ready now to come in and to give us an activation to her energy through the meditation that I'm going to guide us in. I also wanted to mention, I spoke briefly that she was of the yellow ray. And what Jophiel has shared is that she's not the only angel, of course, in this second ray. There are many archangels that work in all of the rays, but in this second ray, they really work together in such a beautiful, beautiful way. They celebrate with music. So if you hear a tune in your head or just a joyful presence, you may be hearing these yellow ray angels as they break out in song and play their music and just lift up a joyful sound. And I think there's a verse in scripture that says, make a joyful sound unto the Lord. And that's what they do. And they invite us to come celebrate with them. That's their call to us, to celebrate with this yellow energy, this second ray that we can go into at any time and just appreciate life more fully. And, you know, singing, music, it's one of the ways that we uplift our energy and go into a higher frequency. So if you would, just get comfortable now and let's prepare to go into this meditation. I can't find the picture that I wanted to show, so that's okay. We're just going to go with it. Me and Zoom. Once again, they have changed things. So I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. I'm pushing all kinds of buttons and it's not doing what I wanted it to do. So I'm just going to go with it. All right. So make yourself comfortable and let's just breathe into our heart. Breathe into that part of you that you know is your spirit part, that spark of the divine. And when you inhale completely and fill your lungs, you feel softer. Everything else starts to fade away when you focus on that breath. So take a couple of those deep breaths in. And with your next in-breath, imagine a soft golden light just above your head. It's shining down on your crown chakra. And this is the light of Archangel Jophiel. It's full of warmth, wisdom, and joy. Maybe you're hearing a little bit of that music that I just talked about. Maybe you're sensing that there are angels dancing around, holding each other and laughing, and their laughter comes out as musical notes. Listen for that. Listen for the spirit of joy with each breath. And with each breath you take, that light grows brighter, coming down now through your crown chakra, flowing into you like sunlight streaming through a window. Just allow that light to warm you, to illuminate what's inside of you. Feel it melting away any confusion, just like the sunlight disperses the fog in the mornings. See that fog of confusion lifting up for you and dissolving anything that's low vibration, any negative thought that maybe you're not worthy enough, helping you to see your beauty, to see that you are enough. Hold that as your focus right now as this light continues to flow and swirl gently in your mind, in your crown chakra, flowing down to the third eye, opening up that intuition that, yes, you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are perfect just as you are, and clearing the space for any inspired ideas, anything that you want to bring into you. So as you breathe in again, see before you this beautiful presence, clothed in golden robes, her energy both soothing and uplifting. Gaze into her eyes, which reflect the radiance of divine truth, her smile, which carries so much peace. She steps forward, placing her hands gently on either side of your head. Hear her whisper, "You are here to remember the beauty that's already within you. Let me awaken your mind to its divine brilliance." Take a moment as your eyes are closed to feel that touch of Jophiel. And now her hands move to your heart, and the golden light flows deeper into your emotions, into the very core of who you are. Feel your heart center open like a flower. Maybe it's a sunflower, a representation of Jophiel. Maybe it's a rose or a lotus, and those petals just start to open up as they gaze upward at this beautiful sunlight flowing in. Let any grief, fear, or doubt be tenderly lifted away. Replace it with gratitude, with joy, and with knowing that you are loved beyond measure. You realize that beauty is not something you must seek outside of yourself. It's the eternal truth within you, shining forth when you live in alignment with love. And this is what Jophiel is bringing out, illuminating for us that we are so loved. And that's where the beauty lies, is inside of that love within us that oozes to the outside. Jophiel now raises her hands and from her palms streams a golden symbol. This symbol is unique to you, and it's made of pure divine light. The symbol enters your heart, anchoring her frequency within you. It is your personal attunement to Archangel Jophiel's energy. Just breathe in. Maybe you have a vision of that symbol that just entered into your heart space. Maybe it's just the knowingness that it's there that brings in that attunement and that alignment with her energy. Breathe into your heart. You can ask to see it. Ask her to illuminate it for you. From this moment forward, you may simply place your hand over your heart and breathe in that golden light to reconnect instantly with her wisdom and her beauty. Feel the energy that's being sealed into your energy field, gently vibrating through every cell in your body. Jophiel now steps back, her golden aura surrounding you in a loving embrace. Remember, dear ones, the more beauty you choose to see, the more beauty you will create. Call upon me whenever you seek clarity, joy, or inspiration. Take in a deep breath and let her message settle into your spirit. Such a beautiful message, I'm going to repeat it. Remember, dear one, the more beauty you choose to see, the more beauty you will create. What a wonderful, loving thought that we take in what Jophiel illuminates for us, and we send that back out from us. That love that's settled there in our heart with this activation and this attunement to Jophiel's energy, it's going to keep flowing. There's going to keep being ripples of it out into the world. The affirmation that you can use, and you can use affirmations every day at any point in your day. But if you want to say the affirmation, I see the beauty of the divine in myself, in others, and in all creation. I am attuned to the golden light of Archangel Jophiel. Remember that your thoughts are the brush, your life is the canvas. So paint it with beauty. Call in more of this every day. Touch your heart space and know that Jophiel has placed that activation in there, that all you have to do is bring your attention to it. So let's take a deep breath in and let's come back together, seeing that golden light still flowing around you, around anyone that comes into your life. Look for the golden light. Look to see if you can find Jophiel and find that beauty in each person you encounter, each animal, in the beauty of nature. That's what I look for. I look for that golden light that's going to bring my attention where it needs to go to be able to experience the beauty and the joy and to bring it more into my heart. And I know it's always there. It's us that sometimes miss out because we're not focused in on looking for that. But we make choices every day. And every day we can choose to see more joy in the world, to see more beauty, and to have Archangel Jophiel work with us. I encourage you to work with her over this coming month. as you do your meditation time, your quiet moments, as you walk in nature, as you drive down the road. Just ask to see something beautiful. It doesn't always have to be taillights. Sometimes we can look to the side of the road and maybe see a deer standing there or see an eagle flying overhead. So just ask to be shown those things that you would want to call to you, the beautiful things of life. Ah, and come back to where we're all together and let's see if there's any questions, anything that you want to share about Archangel Jophiel. Maybe you learned something about Jophiel tonight that you weren't aware of. And I'd also like to know if you felt that energy when Jophiel did the attunement. Were you able to feel that? Inquiring minds want to know. And so Ruth, if you would like to share, I would love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I absolutely was feeling Jophiel. And what I thought was interesting, sometimes when we work with different archangels, sometimes one will pop in and you go, oh, wow, there's Metatron, right? It's like, oh, wow, it's a big deal because I don't see this archangel that often. And she said to me, my being with you is not unusual or alarming or out of the ordinary. She said, it is as usual as the sunset is at the end of the day. She said, my presence is usual and customary, like day is to night. And so I guess I will just look forward to feeling her presence more often, knowing I think she's going to be much more important to me and less of a visitor, more of a usual, I guess. So yeah, that was interesting to me. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love what she had to share. I've been working with Jophiel for many, many, many years. And at first, I was just noticing more of the decluttering part because I understood from her that if I wanted help, all I had to do was ask, and she would show what needs to go, what's hanging out that I really don't need in my life. So I depended on her anytime I needed to declutter, whether that was physical or emotional, mental, any of the inside stuff. But then I really started connecting with the beauty. And so I had a hard time seeing my own beauty. And she really helped with that. She really helped that when I look at myself in a mirror, I don't look at the physical. She helped me to look deeper, to go deeper and see what's inside. And when you do that, then all of a sudden you're more, or I'll speak for myself, I was more content with how I was showing up in the world physically. And that made a big difference because we're so critical of ourselves. We judge ourselves so harshly. And that's what I would do. I would look in the mirror and, oh my gosh, I'm looking at flaws and I'm looking at what I don't like. So what turned me around was Jophiel helping me to look at what I do like. And we can do that. She's the angel of appreciation. So as you look in that mirror, what do you appreciate about yourself? Do you like your eyes? Do you like your hair? Look at the physical that does appeal to you and just ask to be shown that through the eyes of love, through the eyes of God, the eyes of the angels, and see yourself in a different way. Because it really helped me to have her work with me on that level. And that's one of the benefits of her showing up for us. It's not just about the beauty in the world, but also the beauty in ourselves because, we're experiencing this world through our eyes. So let her help you to look through your eyes with more love, more beauty, more appreciation of yourself and of the world. So that's my own experience with Jophiel. It's been a wonderful one, and I appreciate her being there with me at all times. I feel like sometimes I don't thank her enough for what she does. I know she sees my heart, but I just like to appreciate her and what she brings to the world. So this month, I think I'm going to be doing that. I think I'm going to be, as I get up every morning and say my gratitude, I'm going to definitely talk to her and thank her for helping me in every way that she does. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate this time together each month. I love bringing in information about the angels so we can work with them more fully and understand how they show up for us and what they can bring to us. Ruth, thank you for being with me tonight and co-hosting this. Thank you to Enlightened World Network for the platform of showing these beautiful classes every month. And I want to thank Susie Koff. She has been so instrumental in helping me get everything together from the back end, from when Zoom doesn't work right or Restream doesn't work right. So I just want to give a shout out to her and tell her how beautiful she is in the world. So thank you, everyone. Find somebody today that you can share that with. Can you share beauty with someone and give them some appreciation and some gratitude and let them know what they mean to you? Jophiel will help with that. So take care, everyone. I love you so much. And I'll see you back here the second week in September. I'll be coming from beautiful Hawaii. So hopefully we'll see you there. All right. Take care and good night. God bless you. Bye for now.